So the next game I'm going to play will be Daytona USA for the Sega Saturn. Oh god, look at that. Need to glue that back on. And I was actually reading a little bit of this issue of Retro Gamer magazine, where they actually talk about Panzer Dragoon, and it does shed a little bit of light on Sega developing these early Saturn games. A lot of the people that worked in the consumer division weren't used to making 3D games, but they did bring over a couple of the arcade people and mixed up the divisions to help them out. But also, the first couple of months of development, they didn't actually have a Saturn development kit to work with. So when they started making these games and they started making the 3D models and designing everything, they couldn't actually test it on a Saturn. So I've got a feeling that they actually overestimated its capabilities a little bit. So anyway, yeah, let's load up some Daytona USA and give that a go. So there's that Sega Saturn startup screen again. Now for this video I actually cropped all the black out because there was quite a large border around it, so I thought I'd try to see what that looks like. So here we are. There's actually quite a lot of cars on the screen at any one time. You can see my terrible high scores there. I really haven't played a lot of this to be honest with you. I bought my Saturn quite recently and I did end up getting quite a lot of games with it, and this is one of the ones that I didn't really play much beyond just testing to see if it works. And it's sort of one of those games that you kind of need to keep playing until you get good at it. So if anyone gets angry at how bad I am, I'm very sorry.
Please select a race course.
Anyway, I'll start the beginner track, and I'm playing Saturn mode here rather than the arcade mode. So you don't get the timer, and you get a selection of a few different cars.
Automatic. Gentlemen, start your engines. 3, 2, 1, go!
Check out that music. So the first thing you might have noticed is that the game moves extremely fast, and the frame rate is kind of low, but it's definitely playable. I think they managed to tweak it just enough so it's playable. And I found actually that the controls are pretty good even with a digital D-pad. And another thing I noticed playing this is that the opponent cars don't really cause much of a problem. I mean, the only problem you really have is smashing into the walls, which I do occasionally because I'm not the greatest and it is a little bit laggy for me because I was playing this through a VCR and through a USB capture device, so there was quite a significant bit of lag between pressing buttons and actually moving on the screen.
White flag is out. This is the final lap. You can take it.
But you can see the AI on the opponent cars is not particularly realistic. They do kind of move between lanes a bit weirdly.
You place.
Yeah, so it all went a bit wrong there. But I thought I'd give it another go.
Three, two, one, go!
So, on day one, I guess this was competing with Ridge Racer on the PlayStation. And if you compare them side to side, I suppose Ridge Racer does kind of win out technically. That doesn't suffer from any major problems. Although if you look at the textures, I mean the game doesn't really look bad. You do get that really short draw distance. And you can see the display at the top there is kind of covering up half the screen almost. So I don't know if they were trying to cover up the low draw distance there. One thing they did actually improve in this version is the music, because the original version used music was generated with a sound chip, but this one is remade and it plays off the CD. And they took the effort to improve it as well, so that's something.
White flag is out. This is the final lap.
Yeah, by this point I'd got the racing line down. I mean, this is a really easy track actually. You only really have to brake on this corner here. Just do a little bit of a power slide and make sure you keep control of yourself, and you should win that one easily.
Welcome to Victory Lane. You made it.
But yeah, this is a really scruffy game graphically. I mean, I don't know if it was too much of a problem at the time, because of course a lot of people would have been playing their very first 3D game on their new Sega Saturn at this point. So I'm sure anybody that got this for Christmas or whatever would have been perfectly happy with it. Yeah, and I do try this track out for a minute, but I really haven't played on this one before. So, where are we going here?
Turn around, you're heading the wrong way. Turn around, you're heading. Hey, you're off the track.
Oh dear.
Hey, you're off the track.
Okay, well, anyway, that is a look at Daytona USA on the Saturn. A very scruffy game, probably rushed, but still pretty good fun to play. So there you go, thank you for watching.